Well, hi, and thanks for joining me here in my little shop of horrors here. I'm on the last band of this 6-band communications receiver doing the RF and oscillator alignment on the top band. I've just finished the lower 5 bands on this radio, and they all went fairly well. Not a lot of pickup or improvement, but then the radio has been kept in pretty good shape anyway. This last band, though, is a band I have seldom used, and I suspect I've never aligned it very well, so we're going to find out what is up with that. And let's see, where are we starting? Okay, so on this band, the manual recommends we do it at 30 and 50. 30, look, the band numbers aren't even on there yet. There they are. There comes 30. We'll start at the bottom here. 30. 30. Get this lined up perfectly. Okay, that's 30 by my careful reckoning. And now we're going to adjust the signal generator up to 30. Let's see. There, 33.8 is where we are now. Just turn it down. Look at the little tiny adjustment knob they have on this thing. No wonder it's so hard to. I mean, compare that little knob to this guy. Yeah, that's a knob. Yeah, I don't know why they chinsed out so much on this. Makes it hard to adjust. So we're on our way down to 30. Keep an eye on what happens with the signal. 30. Okay, 31. 30.5. Let's watch for the meter pop when I get around 30. 30.3. 30.2. 30.1. We're coming in now, and really going slower. Here we come. There's 30.03. Oh, there it goes. So there we saw it. Okay, so in this case, oh my gosh, look at that. Look at the frequency I ended up with here. Can you see that? A little hard to see. 30.035. I can't get it any more accurate. A slight touch of the tuning dial. It's within just the range of error of manually tuning this radio. So that's fantastic again. Wow. It doesn't look like it's on 30 because of the parallax in the camera angle right now. So it is definitely on 30. Smack on 30. So we'll do the RF circuits. Got a pretty strong signal coming into the radio right now to get this level. Let me cut it back by a factor of 10. See what happens here. It didn't do so good. Yeah, factor of 10 and it disappeared. Okay, we'll make sure it's on 20 volts. Now to the back of the radio. We're at the bottom of the band, so we want to adjust the coils. Right in here. So here we go again. I got it right in. See that? Just shot it right in. How about that? See the skill I am developing here. Right as I finish the job. Isn't that quite common when you do things very seldom? You build up the skill just as you finish them off. Here we go. Watch the meter. Oh no. Oh, what's going wrong here? There's absolutely no change in the meter. This is another one that I've turned it a mile. Okay, am I doing something wrong? What am I doing here? What's going wrong here? Turn it a long ways. Would appear to be going down. We turn it back. It's the same thing again. It's just drifting off. No wonder I don't use this band very much. It looks like it's going down, you know. Turn it back. It just keeps going down. Never comes back up. The L can turn a long ways. The C, not so much. And my screwdriver finally slipped out after all that screwing about. Well, wow, I don't know what to make of that. This is like the third or fourth time this has happened with this radio, where the adjustment didn't seem to do anything. You know what else? For the first time, that control is not centered properly in the hole. Let me show you what I mean by that. Although it's very tricky stuff. So, okay, we look down these holes. I showed you this before. You can see through that second hole is the screw head, and it's dead center in the hole. And this has been true of every adjustment I have done. But when we look at this one here, look, it's not centered properly. So if I move the band switch, I just can't possibly help the situation. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know what's happening there? I've turned this control, this adjustment. You know, this is a typical slug on the top of a coil. So it's a long threaded shaft. I've cranked it up so high that it's bumping into that. Oh my gosh. You know what? And I've got the mechanical strength in this band change knob to just destroy this. If I just try to push past that point, I'll just destroy this. I'm sure I've got the strength to do that. Oh my, that's really a sad situation. So I think the wafer is out of place down there. And I better crank that control downwards. You know, I was cranking it a long ways to try to let's put this guy back here, to find the peak, and I actually cranked it up to the point where bad things are going to happen. Let's look at this camera here. Oh, I know what's going on. I thought you put a camera on its side and then look at the image and try to line it up. It doesn't work well in my head. Okay, so let me crank that back down. Of course. Why did we lose the signal entirely? What happened here? Where'd it go? Okay, I'm tuning the radio back and forth. It seems to be gone. Okay, radio's back on 30. Maybe the band switch didn't click in quite properly here. I saw the meter jump a bit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Make the meter more sensitive by a factor of 10. There it is. Now, is that, what are we seeing there? I will tune the radio and see if that's the signal. No, see, I'm tuning. Oh! Wow, see how sharp that is? Back to 100. Tune the radio. Okay, so there it is. It's just, you know, slightly off is completely off on these things. Okay, there we are. Put it back to 20. It doesn't have to be exactly on 30, just has to be well tuned at this point for this adjustment. Oh yeah, right. I gotta drive that down. Wow, I never realized that there was even the potential for this kind of accident to happen. I bet you some of these radios have suffered this exact demise, where this control's been lifted high enough. Wow, feels wiggly loose. I could have just bunged up this radio very badly. If I can't get a hold of this and sink it back down, I can't ever turn the band switch. again. No, that's not going to be too good. If the wafer, yeah, I got it in there. Or did I? I think I did. The wafer, it's a little part with a few components on it, including these adjustments, pops into the band turret, I think is the right word for that. Okay, did I get that down? I'm going to change the band switch and see if it clears the... Yeah, it does. You know what? It looks central now. Why? I think the wafer itself must be loose, and the wafer is moving around a bit with these parts on it. Yeah, well, that would certainly explain some bad performance and some weird stuff. Let me get in there on it again. Okay, so I know the adjustment is higher than they would normally expect it to be, so I'm going to drive it down quite a distance once I get my tool in there. You know what, I can actually see the end of the screwdriver right in the adjustment. The adjustment is so loose, you cannot feel anything. Okay, let's get on the meter here. I'm going to drive this baby down. Going down. Loose as can be. All these other controls have been a little, there's been a little pushback. Absolutely no change on that meter. If I turn this thing too far, I think I can screw it right through its plate, and it'll fall into the radio, so to speak. I mean, you know what? I think this is messed up. I really think that's messed up. Again, this is a band I seldom use. Maybe now I know why. We can investigate this a little further. I'm going to go on to the next L, because I don't think I'm getting anywhere with this one. Okay, I'm in on this. It doesn't quite feel right. A little too grindy feel to it. I'm in, right there. That's got it. Okay, let's get our eyes on the meter. Here we go. What? What's going on here? Okay, so I'm not turning it. I'm just kind of moving my hand around, and it's either interference from the control, the tool, which I don't think it is, pushing too hard on the control. So I'm push so hard on it. If I push on it, that's me just pushing on it. Okay, let's turn it. Whoa. Okay, I think the peak is right in this area here. It's a little wonky. Now you can't appreciate this, but some of the motions of the meter did not match the motions of my hand. Like that thing. I haven't done anything. I didn't do anything. Well, problems on this band, but again, it's not one I use very much. Okay, we'll go on the last. Okay, I'm in on the last C, just like that. I just slid the screwdriver right into it. Here, see? Last L. There we go. What's the gain? What happened? Oh, whoa. Where did you go? What happened there? Oh, see, now that little sound was me wiggling the band change switch, and the signal came back. Tuning, going up, going up, going up, going up, up, going down. Okay, so this is the peak. This one was definitely off. Definitely off. Well, I don't know. Let's go to the high end of the band. Maybe the case is that one adjustment doesn't really matter anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Going up. 50. Looking for 50. Oops. 50. 50 right in here. Okay, see the numbers just above the band there, the 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. That's used in conjunction with this. This other dial, there's actually two dials on this radio. This other dial is an index dial. And I think it's 0 to 100. So all the way around is, if you turn it all the way around, you come back here, you get 100. So it divides each revolution of this tuning control into 100 pieces. And it does that a number of times because you can rotate this right around quite a few times on a band. So as I go across the band, there's another number, that upper number. So I'm in the 4. So the way I would, if I tuned here, the way I would read this would be 4, 0, 4, 4, or something like that. Okay, if I got it wrong, because I'm just doing this off the top of my head. That gives you a very precise index number. So look, if I move my hand here, okay, just that little bit, that's what you see on there. It's very easy to see, but on the main tuning dial, you see anything happening? I don't see anything happening. So this is where the precision tuning is, but you're no longer tuning by frequency, you're making notes on a piece of paper what the index number is. So you might, if the radio is a little out of adjustment, or you've picked up some signal somewhere, and you want to make a record of where you had the radio dialed to, then you do it with the index. You do it with this. And you can return exactly to it every time. And you won't know what frequency you're on with precision, which is the downfall of this radio. And pretty much all radios of this vintage, except for one that I know of anyway, which is the Collins R398. Now where did we get to? What did I do here? What did I do? Totally threw myself off. So we'll dial in 50 exactly. 50. There's the 50 exactly. Now we're going to dial in 50 on the signal generator. That's right at the top of its range here. That might be a little much for my signal frequency counter. Let's see what happens here. My frequency counter just balked, so we'll dial in 50 on the scale of the signal generator, which has the same problems as the receiver. You can't be absolutely sure. I'm gonna see if I can get, even for a moment, a stable reading on my frequency counter here, which is running wild at the moment. When the signal output is too low, it just reads all kinds of random stuff. So I'm going to have to do away with the calibrated output at this point. Boost up the output and see if I can't. Come on. Yeah, this, I don't think I'm gonna get there with this setup, unfortunately. I got this thing, it's going full tilt right now, and it won't stabilize my frequency counter, so I'll have to rely on the dial screen here, the dial display rather. So that's as close as I can get to 50. This dial has been very accurate, I've been noticing. Anyway, but that's what I'm going to have to rely on. So this isn't as good as I'd want it to be. Well, and so what is the result? I'm trying to receive a 50 megahertz signal on here. What's that meter jumping for? Maybe even the meter dial itself can be meter range switch can be a little noisy. Okay, so I see nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune the signal generator back and forth and see if I can make the meter pop up. Here we go. Oh, don't go anywhere there. Oh, interesting. You get a bit of a view of my hand there. Let's go. Come on. Oh, there you see it? Right in there. Oh my gosh, how precise is that? Okay, so it's receiving. According to the signal generator, we're on 50. The radio, I'll tune the radio now to really bring in the peak properly. Why is it jumping around like that? Interesting, it comes back to the 20 volt setting. I'm not touching it now. Hey, what are you doing? How about a little rap test here? Maybe it comes up scale again. Come on, there we are. Whoop. I don't know what to make of that. Let's wrap the radio. No, the whole radio rocking there. Let's wrap the signal generator. Wiggle some wires. We're up at a fairly high frequency now. Maybe there's some weird junk going on here that I don't know. Boy, it's gonna be a little hard to align a radio with that kind of stuff going on. Let me try the band switch again. See if this is really the. So I'm trying to let it kind of. This receiver, when you get the band switch close to where it wants to go, it drops in. It falls into place. Not so much on this band. I don't seem to be getting any benefits from doing that, that's for sure. Okay, so is it a tuning issue? Let me tune the radio a little bit. I saw it. Now it is. You need to tune this radio very precisely. You go right past this signal. So there it is. Hey, it's a little more stable now. A little more. Ooh. What? Like, can't align a radio if it's doing this. What is it doing? Okay, so I'll try tuning the radio. Not a tuning issue. Now, I don't know if I have the radio tuned exactly right. Band switch again. Many contacts are coming into place when you tune this band. When you turn the band switch, many contacts could be in trouble. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. I'm unsure as to what to do. There it was. I saw it pop. I tuned a long ways off, and it could have been almost anything causing that. There. Ooh. There we are. Oh boy. Really? Only a few degrees turn on that gigantic knob makes the difference between seeing it and not. Okay, don't jump. That last jump had nothing to do with me. Neither that one either. What is doing that? I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing here looking at the meter just like you. Are you doing something? You got your hands on my bench here somewhere? Very odd. See that sudden movement there? It's indicative of things like bad contacts and oh, what was that? Again, I'm just standing here. In fact, now's a good time for me to slug some coffee back. Okay, so what if it's the meter? Let's try that again. I'm gonna wiggle the meter. Oh, I don't know. What? Come on. I'm just standing here. Standing here minding my own business. Hey, okay, I can understand it kind of going away. How's it coming back? I don't understand that. So either, maybe the signal generator is drifting up and down a little bit. We are right at the limit of what my signal generator can put out. Oh my gosh, my signal generator goes down to 10 kilocycles. You can hear 10 kilocycles. Didn't notice that before. Well, I think this is as good as it's going to get. Doing an alignment with a wonky situation like this. But I barely use this band. One control's already snafu'd on it. Let's just get on with it. It'll take me a minute to get the get this in. I don't think we're going to have good success on this band here. And what is on this band? What is it you can pick up between 30 and 50 megacycles? Really old. Really old wireless phones. I think they're even higher. I think they're. Oh, now how am I going to do this with it off the scale? Okay, I'll crank up the volume here. Stay put now while I turn this. Don't move. Whoa. See that? It was a huge peak. I'm fighting with. The radio is jumping all over the place on its own. Come on. Come on up. Back up. I tried the band control with the screwdriver shoved in the screw. If I move the band control, it'll move the screw that I got the screwdriver in. Come on up. Come on. Just come up for a little while. Okay, I have to do it there. There's enough there I can do it. There's the peak. Oh boy. Okay, on to the next one. This one, and then there's one more, and I am done. Good. I'm in there. Still reading off scale, pretty much. Let me tune the radio slightly. No, that doesn't help. Band switch ever so slightly. No, that doesn't help. Meter range switch. Not really helping. Output of the signal generator. Oh, that's interesting. I jumped the output way up and I didn't even move the meter. Wow, what am I aligning? We've been doing all this without listening to the radio also. Okay, right from there. Oh, what happened there? Every time I turn the control, it jumps way up. All I've done is gone back and forth over the same. Basically, I hadn't changed the setting on that. Yeah, what if we do listen to the radio? Oh, I can't. Right now, it's too much trouble. Plug it in. Well, this band's kind of a write-off for now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give up on this. There's something going on with this band. There's one or two little mechanical things I need to do to the radio before we do the final. stage of the performance test, which I'm pretty excited about, especially based on the fact that it looks like all my equipment and the receiver are fairly well calibrated. And I should be able to get right down to find out how sensitive this radio really is. There's quite a few different tests, performance tests, not just sensitivity, there's selectivity and everything. So I've never tried those before. So that's it. I'm going to kind of abandon the top band, abandon the band. And I think that's the best I can do. So anyway, thanks so much for watching these crazy videos. And should get a lot more interesting. I think the next video will be a lot more interesting now. We'll see how this radio really performs in a sort of laboratory setup. So thanks again for watching. And hey, have a good day. I'm gonna be working at that.